Ohio. Pruzhany, the city in Belarus, the administrative center of Pruzhansky district of the Brest region. It is located on crossing of the highway Slonim-Pruzhany High P. City, center of the area. It is located on the Makovets River, the basin of the Western Bug. N89 came to the northeast from the city of Brest, N11 came from the railway station of Oranchitsa. On the line Brnovichi-Brest. Not of highways to Brest High, the Birch, Slonim, Sherashevo, Kobrin. The first mention of the Pruzhansky Volust belongs to 1433. Pruzhany are known since 1487 under the name Debuchin. Pruzhany's name comes from a Pruzhany inhabitants at a pond or from a Pruzhan, a dam, the damp place on Makovets River. Till 1519 Pruzhany are in structure of the Kabrinsky Principality. After the death of the Kabrinsky Prince Ivan Semyonovich Pruzhany took over his wife Fedora, in 1519 on the Grand Duke Lithuanian Sigismund I Styry, to a Marshalka to 5. Kostovich entered the Kabrinsky Starostvo. Since 1520 in the Kabrinsky county of the Podlyazhsky Voivodeship, since 1566 in the Brest county and the Voivodeship. In the 16th century belonged to the Queen of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth Bona and her daughter Anna. 4 fairs a year were held to Pruzhany. According to stock of 1563, in Pruzhany there were 1250 inhabitants, 7 streets, 278 farms. In the 16th century there was Pruzhansky Royal Court. The wooden palace, 2 wings, the stable, the shed, an istopka, a bakery, 4 barns, a watermill, a garden. On May 6, 1589 the King Sigismund, according to the petition of the aunt Queen Anna, granted to inhabitants present the Magdeburg right forever. During wars of the middle 17th, the first half of 18th century the city is strongly destroyed, the number of buildings decreased by 5 times. In 1776 it is deprived of the Magdeburg right. By the end of 18th century it is restored, in 1791, 2094 inhabitants. Since 1795 Pruzhany is a part of the Russian Empire. The city, the center of the county Slonim, since 1797. Lithuanian, since 1801. Grodno province. In 1845 received the new coat of arms. On a light brown background the fir tree with the hunting pipe hanging on branches is represented. In 1866 in the present center Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, in 1878, Church of the Transfiguration is constructed. In 1857 in the city of 56-65 inhabitants. During the revolt of 1863-64 R. Brzezinski S. Sonyan and B. Vilsky's groups operated on Prussian China. On February 13, 1863 they occupied the city. In November 1834 in the city the district school was opened for petty bourgeoises. In a year, on November 22, 1835, it was transformed to 5 Great Noble District School. Cancellation of the serfdom contributed to economic development of the city. On a census of 1897 in Pruzhany 7633 inhabitants. 43.4% competent. including Jews -5079, Belarusians -2316, Russians -443, Poles -225. There were 14 small enterprises, district and 2 cool parish schools, 6 hospitals. In the first half of 20th century of Pruzhany are known as the center of potter's craft. During the revolution of 1905-07 in Pruzhany there took place strikes of workers of tobacco factory and distillery. Since August 1915 the city is occupied German. From January 30, 1919 to July 1920 the Polish troops. From July 27 to September 19, 1920 in the city there was the Soviet power. The District Revolutionary Military Committee worked. Under the Riga Peace Treaty in 1921, 39 of Pruzhany were a part of Poland. Powiatowy city of the Policia Voivodeship. Fight of workers for national release was headed by the Kipites, Chems organizations, the Belarusian Country and Working Bulk. Since September 1939 Pruzhany is a part of BES, since January 15, 1940 the center of the region of the Brest region. In Pruzhany in March 1941 the 30th Tank Division on the basis of personnel 32nd Easily Armored Brigade began to be formed. On June 23, 1941 the city is occupied by fascist aggressors. Since 1942 the Underground Anti-Fascist Committee, from November 23, 1943 to July 11, 1944 an Underground District Committee of B. From September 1, 1943 to July 11, 1944 an Underground District Committee of Kupsmin worked. Invaders destroyed in the extermination camp in the city more than 4,000 people, housing stock was destroyed for 70%. On July 17, 1944 Pruzhany are released by parts of the 28th Army of the 1st Belarusian Front. In 1959 in regional design workshops Branovici the scheme of planning Pruzhany who ordered an irregular grid of streets is developed. In 1974 in the Minsk branch of the Central Research and Design Institute of Town Planning the master plan of the city was developed. In the city of 3 planning areas: Southern, Western and East. The planning structure is defined by the Central Axial Highway. Sovetskaya Street, Kabrinsky, October. Lenin Street, river, perpendicular to her. Screens, Red Army and curvilinear outline of the floodplain of the Makovets River. The historic center of the city is Sovetskaya Square where monuments of architecture of 19th century, malls and Alexander Nevsky Cathedral remained. The new administrative and public center Pruzhany developed on the street of river. Screens and Soviet. In building the House of Soviets Hotel, a house with shops are allocated. The central part of the city and the centers of east and northern areas are built up with multi-storied houses. There were new residential districts in a northern part of the city and on Oktyabrskaya Street. The southern industrial zone was created. Main industrial enterprises: Ploda Concerny Plant, Creamery, Cannery, Flax Processing Plant, plants of construction materials, utility companies, cooperative industry. The Regional Association, Salposkimia, Regional Plant of Consumer Services, Sewing Knitting Factory, 4 construction organizations and 4 motorcades work. In Pruzhany, the Agrarian Technical College, 4 averages, a gymnasium, musical and for children and young people sports schools, ice and water palaces, 7 preschool institutions, 1 palace and 1 recreation center, 1 movie theater, 2 libraries, hospital, the Brest Regional Agricultural Experimental Station, Zone Agrochemical Laboratory work. Population of 2021 8931. In 2017 in Pruzhany was born 194 and 253 persons died. Birth rate coefficient minus 10.5 on 100 people. An average value on the area minus 10.3, across the Brest region minus 11.8, across Republic of Belarus minus 10. Mortality rate minus 13.6 on 100 people. An average value on the area minus 19.9, across the Brest region minus 12.8, across Republic of Belarus minus 12. Death rate in Pruzhany the highest among the regional centers of the Brest region. The industry present is presented by the enterprises processing agricultural raw materials. Dairy plant, flax processing plant, the plodo-concerny plant, plant of the cooperative industry, bakery. The plant of metalwork of Zygodin, production of the electrical power equipment. Allier company. The plant of radio components, plant of construction materials, forestry having the production base and other enterprises. Sites. In the city architecture monuments, a chapel, 1852. Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, 1866. Catholic Church of Rise of Virgin Mary, 1883. Malls, 1896. The city estate remained. The second A floor. 19th century, in which the Museum of Local Lore works. Monuments are established. 5. Z. Horror sheet to the pilot SM. Gudemev, the Soviet pilots, on Massachusetts graves of Red Army men, Soviet soldiers and guerrillas. In the city, the Park of Pruzhany, a nature sanctuary of local value, is located. In family of the native of Pruzhany Oscar Pearl in 1927, the famous American physicist, the Nobel Prize laureate on physics. 1995. Pearl, Martin Lewis was born. In the fall of 2003 in Pruzhany, the Republican competition, Dozinki, was held owing to what in the city new architectural constructions and the image of the city significantly appeared changed. In the summer of 2007 in Pruzhany, the ice arena was open. For the first time in the city of regional submission such construction appeared. By the end of 2010 the water palace with aquapark is built. Sport. Children's Junior Sports School. Ice arena. Water palace. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.